I dropped out of law school after just 2 months. I folded t-shirts in Jack & Jones for 5 years, and now I build software that has been used by millions at companies such as Shopify and Brex and many more. Here's the truth. Your non-technical background is not a weakness. It's your biggest competitive advantage. The best software isn't built with perfect code. It's built with your expertise and real business context. You're successful in your field, but every time software comes up, you feel lost and a little uncomfortable. Every conversation with developers makes you feel stupid or behind, and you scroll through TechCrunch and see these 23-year-olds raising millions and think, I'm too late, it's probably already been done. You're afraid to admit how little you know about software development, and deep down, you believe tech people have some secret knowledge that you'll never have. You worry you're too non-technical to compete in a software-driven world. I know that feeling. I grew up half Irish, half Pakistani in a small town in Ireland. I never really fit in anywhere. Teachers dismissed me for spending hours in World of Warcraft, not realizing I was coordinating 40-person raids with more leadership structure than most offices. I enrolled in law school because if I'm honest, it seemed safe and the right route to take. 2 months in, I fucking hated it. It felt suffocating. Everyone around me had connections, internships, the right last names. I had none of it. Dropping out felt like a relief and a failure at the same time. So I folded t-shirts at Jack & Jones for 5 years, and that voice never left. You fucked up. That imposter syndrome, it doesn't just stay in your head. It leaks into everything. In your business, opportunities slip away because software feels like a foreign language. You overpay for talent because you can't tell good from great. You move slower than competitors who actually get tech. And while you try to explain your vision, what gets built never quite hits the mark. And on your team, they feel the hesitation. You burn money on hires who look good on paper, but just don't deliver. You hand every decision to the tech people, forgetting you're the one who actually understands the business. At home and with yourself, it follows you everywhere. Imposter syndrome colors your conversations. You compare yourself to quote unquote real founders and you feel stuck while the world races ahead. I still remember my first day at my first job at Digisoft. Someone said, just clone the repo from GitHub. I had no fucking idea what GitHub or Git even was. My stomach dropped. I thought, this is it. I'm about to be exposed as an absolute fraud. That night I went home and told my now wife that I'd blown it. But here's the thing, that moment at Digisoft wasn't the end. It was the beginning, because the false belief is that you need a computer science degree or some secret knowledge to succeed in software. The truth, business context beats technical pedigree every single time. Every failed software project I've seen had technically perfect code solving the wrong problem. Let me tell you my full journey. Law school, it felt like the smart path until I hated it. Dropping out was absolutely brutal. I braced for my dad to lecture me. Instead, he said, find a job, keep yourself busy, we'll try again next year. So I folded shirts for 5 years, not glamorous, but oddly educational. My wife certainly appreciates my folding skills. Every day I rebuild perfect displays and watch customers wreck them in minutes, soul destroying. Every hour I watch what made people stop, what made them buy, and what made them walk away. This was my first product lesson. It doesn't matter what you think looks good, it matters what actually works. I went back to university, business information systems. It was a safe choice because I actually didn't think I was able for computer science until I touched code. HTML, a few lines, and boom, it worked in a browser. Something I built alive on screen, that was it. I was fucking obsessed. My final year project, a health tracking app called Smatra. End to end, it even hacked Fitbit integration at 3 a.m. with zero guidance. That app got me my first job, not because it was pretty, but because it worked. And again, day one at Digisoft, cloned the repo, I panicked, but I learned all night. By Monday, I was pushing commits like I'd been doing it for a year. That became my rhythm. I get hit, I learn fast, I come back sharper. Digisoft, Motorola, Shopify, Brex. Here's what I learned. The best shippers weren't the smartest, they were the clearest. They knew what actually mattered. And here's the bridge for you. Your background is your advantage. You know what customers actually want, and retail taught me that. You know how to spot bullshit. Experience teaches that. You know what problems are worth solving because you've run an actual business. You know how to prioritize when everything feels urgent. You know how to explain ideas simply because you've had to actually sell before. Tech people often build impressive solutions that solve nothing. You build solutions that matter. That's the difference. When you realize your background is an advantage, everything changes. You stop apologizing for not being technical and you start evaluating tech people like any other vendor. Can they actually deliver results? You make confident decisions about strategy and you ask better questions, the kind that expose incompetence instantly. You build software that serves your business, not just best practices. And you start to feel proud of your unconventional path. I used to sit in meetings surrounded by Ivy League computer science grads. At first, I felt like an imposter, but then I realized my questions about business impact were more valuable than technical one-upmanship. That's the identity shift from non-technical founder to strategic operator who uses software as a tool. When you make that shift, the ripple effects are massive. On your business, you build software that actually serves customers. You hire better technical people because you can tell substance from fluff, and you move faster because you're no longer paralyzed by imposter syndrome. You can create competitive advantages and you can actually ship things that really fucking work. On your team, they respect you more. Technical hires stay longer because you understand their world enough to back them up. Everyone moves faster because you're not second guessing everything. And of course, culture improves because confidence always flows from the top. And on your industry, you become the business owner people come to ask for advice. You prove traditional operators can succeed in tech. You show you don't need a venture capital or Stanford badge, and you can create jobs and opportunities for people like you. And the bigger picture, you prove the tech world isn't just for 23-year-olds with pedigree, it's for anyone who can think strategically. If you're sitting there thinking, I'm not technical enough to build software, that's exactly why you should. Your business knowledge, your industry context, your customer understanding, that's worth more than any computer science degree. You don't need to learn to code, you need to learn to think strategically about software, and you need someone who can translate vision into reality. And that's what I do. I spent over a decade in the trenches building software at scale. Now I help business owners turn what already works into software that scales. So book a strategy session with me. The link is in the description. In 90 minutes, I'll show you how your background is an advantage and what to do with it. Stop trying to become someone else. Start leveraging who you already are.